friends, welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal Idunyate, and today I'm going to be working on another story inside of my Summer Stories 2022 notebook. This notebook is my Mochi Things notebook, which I always have linked in the description box down below, and it comes already pre-made with a grid to use for photos and journaling. Today, I'm telling the story of a day that my mom had taken my kids to watch them, and they were swimming in their hot tub on the deck. So she sent me a bunch of pictures from the day where she was trying to capture them both smiling at the camera, and it's basically an impossible feat. So we have a bunch of really funny pictures where neither of them are staring at the camera like she wanted them to. This is definitely one of my favorite photos from the bunch, so I printed this one as a full page photo. The size of this photo is 5.5 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. So that's going to go on one full side of this notebook. Then I have a small collection of smaller photos, some journaling already printed, and I've pulled out 3 different stamp sets. 2 of them are from Studio Calico, and they're a bit older. And one of them is an older stamp set from Paper Person. This was from the Make a Splash kit or subscription kit. I have 3 different ink colors, something blue, mojito, and lavender soda. These are all from Studio Calico, and I will probably also use my archival black ink from Close to My Heart. Now let's go ahead, get you on fast forward, and put this layout together. All right, so getting started with our layout today, first what I'm going to do is take all of the photos that I printed off plus the journaling and get everything laid out onto this spread where I want it to go. Once I have that done, I will then bring out all 3 of the stamp sets that I'm going to be using, and I will pull the sentiments off that I want to use, putting them where they're going to go just to make sure that everything looks good and fills in this space the way that I want it to. The 3 stamps that I'm using today, only one of them is still currently in stock, and that is the Paper Person Make a Splash. Quite a few of the sentiments that I'm going to be using today come from that stamp set, but it was part of a subscription kit. It's currently on sale, but I think you have to get the entire kit in order to get the stamp set. But I do want to let you know that that one is currently still in stock as of the day I am voicing over this video. The other 2, however, are not. Now, the stamp that I'm putting on the page right now is one that I actually cut into 2 parts. These are made with a plastic acrylic, so you can totally cut apart your stamps and use them in separate ways like I'm about to do, and then when you want to use them as or in the way that they were originally designed, you just stick them back together and it works out totally fine. So don't be afraid to cut up your stamps if you want to. I decided that I wanted to have the little Polaroids separate from the sentiment that says Summer Snapshots in order to get it to fit into that box and create a title for the journaling that's going to go underneath it. Now for my design this time, I wanted to use a full page photo in addition to the grid on the right side. I love pairing larger photos with these smaller photos because it creates this really big impact for the layout itself. The photo, however, had this section in the upper left-hand corner that felt kind of bare. So I pulled over some circle label stickers from Ali Edwards and then used my stamps to create a sentiment inside of the label that I will add on top of the photo later. Once I have that done, I'm going to remove everything off of the notebook and work on my stamping first. This is generally how I like to start these layouts because I like to have as little in the way as possible, or where I don't have to work around photos or dimension or anything like that. So generally when I'm putting together a layout, I will stamp everything first, then stick down any of my photos, and then I will embellish. A little outside of that this time, I did go ahead and put the label sticker on the photo before I stuck that down on the page, but the order of that really doesn't matter. So I believe we are just about done with all of the stamping here. Once I have all of this completed, I will pull over my photos and will stick down all of the photos. The colors that I chose for my inks directly come from Isabella's bathing suit and really Jonah's bathing suit too. They kind of match each other in these photos. I wanted to use the cool blue tones. So I've got a darker blue, which is Deja Blue from Color Theory, not Color Cast. It's Studio Calico. All three of my color inks are actually Studio Calico. So the first one is the Deja Blue. That's the really dark navy blue. Then I've got Lavender Soda, which is the lighter purple color, and Mojito, which is the lighter teal color. I used these in a couple of different spots. I believe I got all of them except for that blue color onto this layout 3 times. I generally like to try to get everything repeated 3 times on a layout. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and that's totally fine too. But in this case, I was able to stamp a lot of those colors throughout the layout, which helps to tie everything in and make it look really nice and cohesive. I'm going to stick down my photos now, and a lot of times I like to use some double-sided adhesive. This is just score tape that I get from scrapbook.com. It's got a really strong hold on it, which is part of why I like it so much. And a lot of times my roller adhesives get kind of like gunked up on the inside and they're harder to use, whereas score tape, you don't necessarily have that problem. There's just the added tediousness of trying to get the backing off of the tape. So I think a lot of people don't like it for that reason, but I actually don't mind having to take that extra step. This photo here I printed a little bit larger than it needed to be, so I'm trimming it down to fit into the square section there. Another design choice that I made with this layout was to use circles throughout the page. Right now you can see I've got the label circle that is on the photo of my daughter, and then I also have a circle stamp in the bottom right hand corner that says "Oh Happy Day." When I go through my tiny phrase stickers, I have a couple of sheets that are circles with one little word inside of the circle, and I actually had one that went perfect with this layout. It's a lighter blue type of color and it has summer phrases. So I'm going to pull 3 of those from the sheet of stickers and add them in a visual triangle on my layout. You can see them there. I just placed them out on the page as I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to use. Once I have these circles on there, I will then decide to layer an additional tiny phrase sticker on top of them. So each of these circle phrases, which I'm going to use all 3 of those blue ones, will have another label sticker or tiny phrase sticker added right on top of it. So some of these sentiments that I chose are things like summer fun, summer list, more outside, here's the story, right now. Those type of sentiments that just make sense for a general story, but definitely make sense for a summer story as well. And that's part of why I really loved those circles, is because all of the circles had very summery types of sentiments on them. Once I get all of these tiny phrase stickers also placed around the layout in that visual triangle, then we are going to call this layout done. So we'll go ahead and get you back onto real time. All right, friends, that completes my layout for today. Love how this one came together and super love pairing the full page photo with the grid collage on the opposite page. I think it gives it such a dramatic look. And also, I just love any opportunity to print my photos as large as I possibly can. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this layout came together today. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can follow along on all of my crafty adventures. If you've made it this far, let me know in the comments down below if you prefer to swim in a pool or a lake, or do you just like to sit in a hot tub or no water whatsoever? What is your summer water preference? I'd love to know. Until next time, friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video.